to TubeTalk.
Welcome back, Doug. It's an exciting TubeTalk, something a bit different at the end.
Yes.
How you been, mate?
Been good, mate.
Good, mate? Right. Let's talk about a big week last week, shall we?
Yes. Last week, Friday at
Timaru. Tiramisu's a dessert.
Sanctify had an excellent third.
It was a really good third. Just got held up at the wrong time but dashed home late. And looks like she'll go further. So, a nice mile for a next start and then a lovely 2,000 metre race in Cup Week.
On Saturday at Matamata, we have Raposa Repeater, who was a booming third for a sharp.
Wasn't it booming? Fabulous. Got back, was run off his feet early. Good ride by Darren Dennis, got held up a little bit, got out, and when he got out, man, he mowed it home. If you haven't seen it, have a look. He's in for a big season. I think he's going to turn into a really lovely miler. I think he'll be hard to beat next start at Pukekohe on the 31st, Dave.
And we had a great day at Tauranga on Wednesday.
Didn't we?
Lord Ardmore won.
He did. Really exciting, progressive 3-year-old. Was a bit unlucky first start. This time, lovely Sam Spratt ride. She said he hit the front. She said he got challenged. She said, but he had plenty in reserve. He was just doing what he needed to. When they came up, he extended again. He's in the 2,000 guineas. He is quite the Derby horse, though, by a reliable man. So we'll just have a think about what we do and where we go with him next. But very exciting 3-year-old colt.
Savabeel won.
Savapil won. She did at Tauranga. Really good win. She's just maturing all the time. She led, sprinted away. Another horse came at her to win, and she saw it. She got headed and she kicked back. She's just been a horse that's gone too hard, and now she's just starting to settle, and she's getting stronger and more mature. So it was really good to see her win. I think we'll go a mile next time, but she'll certainly, I think, get up to 2,000 metres.
Hasbro was second for a sharp.
Big surprise, because he's a stayer, and we run him in over 1,200 metres. He was fast enough to sit up handy. We thought he'd be outpaced. Came off and dashed at them late. He just travelled a bit too hard in the running for second. He could have just about won it. He's in for a massive season. Get him up over ground on better tracks too. The track was a little bit too wet for him too, so it was a huge run.
And to finish off with Tauranga, Mighty Aslan was a very good fourth for a sharp.
Another very good stayer for a sharp. He's a 2,000 metre plus horse. He got back to last, came wide late on a track that's probably too wet for him, and really made excellent ground. There's a mile for him at Counties as well. On the 31st, in for a very good summer.
Moving on to this week. On Friday at Wingatui, we have Aristotle Race 9.
Yeah, so I just want to say about this week, we've got a lot of horses in, but we're scratching a stack because they've drawn barrier 22, 32, 42 and such things. So there's a lot of scratching, so we're just going to talk about the ones that we know will run. So Aristotle, he is drawn wide. He'll probably come to barrier 10, but we've got Sam Wynn on board. He's going much better than his form shows. He's been 4 wide without cover in his last run. We're just got to get across, get him covered, get him relaxed, and he will finish off much better than he has previously. Two runs.
We have at Ellerslie on Saturday race 8, we have 2 runners, the first of which being Starry Beale.
Big weight, 61.5 kilos, 2 kilos off to 59.5. It is just a starting point. He has a stay resuming. He'll get back. He'll probably be near last on the turn. He'll run home. He'll run past 3 or 4. That's all we're looking for. A little bit of a small doubt. The track's dead 6. There's been some more rain. If it got a bit too wet, we might not run him. We might wait. But it's just a kick-off point for him. He's coming up well.
And the second of which being Make Time.
Make Time, won at Ellerslie last start. Lovely barrier draw 4. He'll jump. He'll put himself right in the mix with the rail out 11.5 metres, and he'll run very well again. He's a good each way chance.
And now moving on to Ashburton Sunday, race 9, we have Major Issue.
Major Issue second up. She was okay first up. She ran midfield. I think she's looking for a bit more ground. I expect her with that run under her belt. While we've stuck to 1,400 metres just because of programming, I expect to see her run a lot better this week. I think she's into about barrier 5 now. Like to see her settle up sort of, 4th or 5th, just behind the speed, and finish off. She'll go up to a mile after this, but she's definitely an each way chance with improvement on her fresh up run.
And in race 10, we have Severine.
Severine, really happy with her. She said one start this campaign for a win, a victory. We've trialled her since just to keep her up to the mark. She goes 1400. She should get a nice run with cover here, and she should finish off well, and she's a really good each way chance. If she can win, we've got black type aspirations for her in Cup Week Douglas.
And now we move on to an interesting bit of the week.
It is. So my bet of the week this week is not a horse. It's on the US elections.
What?
I know. Something a bit different. Now, I've been following the US polls very, very closely, and following it just interests me. So my pick, it's not politically motivated at all. It's nothing to do with that. This is purely punting, people. And so what I've done is I've had a look at how many electoral college votes I think Joe Biden will win. And when you narrow the US elections down, it basically comes down to a handful of states. There's ones that Trump will definitely win, there's ones that Biden will definitely win. So to get your final number, that's what you've got to do. So what we've seen that Biden is well ahead in the polls, but that does differ from state to state. And a lot of people have said, well, yeah, it was the same. Hillary Clinton was behind the polls last time. But there are some significant differences this time. Last time in the polls, you might have had somewhere like, say, Wisconsin, where you might have had Hillary Clinton with 44% and Donald Trump with 41%, and they said, well, Clinton's been ahead the whole time. And she had by 3%, but the difference then was, that's within the margin of error of 3.5%, so it could have gone either way. And also 44% and 41% adds up to 85. So there are 15% of undecided people. So a lot of undecided people still to vote. And a lot of those undecideds voted Trump. So you had quite a big, so the swing to Trump wasn't as big and the win wasn't as surprising as many people thought. This time the significant difference is you've got states where you've got Biden leading 52 to 46. So he's up by 6 points. It's outside the margin of error, which is about 3.5%, and 52 and 46 adds up to 98. So there's only 2% undecided. So there's quite a significant difference. So when you go through and you add things up, there's states like Pennsylvania, which I think Trump will win. Not Trump, sorry. I think Biden will win. I think he's been ahead for too long outside the margin of error. I think he'll win it. You've got another state like North Carolina where Biden's leading, but I think he'll probably lose because it's within the margin of error and they're a traditionally Republican state. So all that boils down to, I think Biden will get between 310 and 320 electoral college votes. I've got it down as 314 at this point. Could be 319. So there is betting at the moment on various betting websites for Biden to win between 300 and 350 electoral college votes, and that's paying $4, and I think it's fantastic money. So if you've got to spare $10, $20, $50, $100 that you want to have a bet on, I would bet on the US elections, Joe Biden to win between 300 and 350 electoral college votes. And we'll see how good I am as a predictor. So hopefully I haven't bored you all and I've explained it. Mm-hmm. And that is my bet of the week.
And that concludes TubeTalk.
And we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Followed then by Caballero, the 5 runners. You could throw a napkin over them as they come for home. Just a length and a half between them. Here they come. Valmur, De Koning, they go to Special Light. Starry Beale's about to probe through for the gap, one off. And Caballero, the grey, down the outside. Valmur goes to De Koning. Starry Beale, Caballero down the outside. Special Light still back on the inside. Valmur, Starry Beale comes strongly. Valmur, Starry Beale in the Putawaki Trust Cup. Valmur, Starry Beale, the Go Racing team get the cup.